Nick Aldis held a world championship for 1,043 straight days, nearly 3 full years as the top guy in an entire promotion. And now people are asking why a resume that heavy is being spent on a single match against Gunther. The answer might be exactly the opposite of what everyone assumes. Welcome back to WrestlingCannva. Nothing here is officially confirmed as a game plan, straight from Aldis himself. But once you break down his actual in-ring history, there's a real strategic case for how he could shock everyone at SummerSlam. Aldis held the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship for 1,043 consecutive days, one of the longest reigns of the modern era, in a promotion with a legacy stretching back to legends like Ric Flair and Harley Race. That's not a fluke title run. That's someone who spent years being the guy every challenger had to get through. The instinct is to assume a resume like that deserves something bigger than one match against Gunther. But flip that logic around. A performer with that much championship pedigree doesn't need a long build. He needs one moment, on one massive stage, to remind everyone exactly what he's capable of. SummerSlam, in front of a stacked Minneapolis crowd, is exactly that stage. Gunther spent this entire year fighting exhausted, worn-down veterans and reckless up-and-comers. Aldis is neither. He's spent the last 3 years mostly out of a full-time wrestling schedule, working as a producer, staying sharp with occasional matches, without absorbing the physical toll of a weekly televised grind. That means he's walking in with less wear on his body than almost anyone Gunther's faced all year. If you want the full breakdown heading into SummerSlam, tap subscribe. I'm covering every angle. Every opponent Gunther's beaten this year had something to prove for their own career. Aldis has something different. He's not chasing a title shot or building toward anything long-term. He's fighting the man who choked him unconscious on live television and mocked him publicly for weeks. That's a completely different kind of motivation, the kind that's produced shocking upsets throughout wrestling history when a personal grudge overrides normal competitive logic. Realistically, a fast, decisive win over Gunther wouldn't come from out-wrestling him in a long technical battle. It would come from Aldis using exactly the kind of experience that built his championship reigns. Smart, veteran ring awareness, capitalizing on one mistake, and refusing to let Gunther establish his usual dominant rhythm. Champions who held titles for years like Aldis did don't win by matching power. They win by being smarter in the moments that matter. Gunther's spent weeks openly mocking Aldis as a failed wrestler, treating him like an office executive who stumbled into a fight. That kind of underestimation has ended careers throughout wrestling history. If Gunther walks in overconfident, expecting an easy squash instead of a real fight, that's exactly the kind of opening a veteran like Aldis knows how to exploit. So no, there's no confirmed secret plan sitting in a locker room somewhere. But Aldis's real championship history gives him every tool he'd need to shock the world if he plays this exactly right. Do you think Aldis actually pulls off a fast, decisive win over Gunther at SummerSlam? Tell me your prediction in the comments. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.